Hello and welcome to what would normally be business talk, but tonight we're going to do it a little different. Tonight we're going to talk about poems from my mother. I'm going to share with you some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful poems tonight, and I want you all to embrace yourselves and be prepared for something so magnificent as I was the moment that I embraced these poems myself. My mother is the late evangelist Alberta D. Miller, born and raised of Sumter, South Carolina. She served in Brooklyn, New York, retired from the IRS. She was a auditor supervisor for small businesses. My mother was an amazing woman. She attributed so much to the world. But one thing stood out about Alberta Miller: she served God. Her life for God was enormous. She did so much in her church family that it was just, I'm just going to name a few things. She served her class. She was graduated high school in Sumter, South Carolina, high school, Lincoln High School, class of 1968. She got so many awards from them for her service after graduation, alumni, things like that. She served at the St. Mark Fourbridge Baptist Church Trustee Board. She was also the Sunday School Superintendent. She was also the head leader of the missionary board until her deceased date, 2017. Various assignments she did in her life for the Lord. But one thing about my mother, she was a poet. She made hundreds and thousands of dollars sending in her poems to books that mattered. Very high hierarchy, what I would say, people loved my mother poems. So as I went through her things, my mother was deceased in 2017. This is 3 years later. I finally decided to embrace her work. I finally decided to just say, let me take a look, let me sit down and go back over some of my mother's beautiful things that she did. And so her poems is one of them. I found a book. I will be publishing it. I will have audio and paperback available to you by 2021. Okay, she wrote an amazing 6-chapter book. I will get it published for her in her behalf, in her legacy. But these poems are available to you now. And we're going to start with one poem. I'm going to get right into it. And this is a book, Poems of Her Life. The whole entire book is my mother's. I'm touching what her work, her legacy. The first poem will be Sad Memories. I knew you were going away today, but I didn't know if you were going to stay. You said your love for me was real. Then why do I feel like I'm in a wheel? I cried myself to sleep all night, waiting for you to come and hold me tight. For I knew that you would leave at daylight. You left me behind without a kind word, and yet you say that I am your world. How can love be so thoughtless and mean when you thought of your affair as peaches and cream? But now I know what you think of me, and I'm not sure I'm the person you want me to be. I knew you were going away sometime today, but I just didn't know you were walking away from me. That is called Sad Memories. We all are familiar with that type of literature, aren't we? My mother was very deep. The second poem I'm going to read to you is called The Bird. I saw a bird across the sky. He looked back like he wanted to cry. I saw him sat on a limb and looked down. and on his face seemingly there was a frown. I wondered why the bird did not move, and then I saw his wings were bruised. I took that bird and gave him love, and then I held him like a dove. For he was so little, he was a little lovable thing, but so much love to his family he bring. But one day I had to let go and let him free. For in the sky is where he needed to be. He flew away with brand new wings and looked around for finer things. As I saw that bird flew across the sky, I knew he had to go, but it brought tears to my eye. And that was called The Bird. The next poem will be called The Rain. The Rain. As I sit and smell freshness of the rain fall, I try to imagine in my mind just how tall a man would be if he was a tree. And know that he was, oh, so free. I look at the limbs of that tree and wonder how many offsprings for a man that would be. For the rain came down from heaven to the ground and settled below with a star and a crown. Oh, just sit and see the rain and wonder if it will ever end. But in my mind, I know it will, because God made the earth and the rain he sends. And that was The Rain. I hope you all are enjoying the poems tonight. That's 3 down. I'm going for the 4th one. And the 4th one is called I Wish. And these are all from my mother's literature. I wish that I could see a love as green as a tree. A love that blooms in the summertime. A love that falls right in line. A love that grows day by day. A love that reminds you it's here to stay. A love that conquers all fears, can face life trials and reality bear. I wish that I could find a love sent from God above. A love so pure and just and kind. A love that captures the heart and the mind. A love that will never go away. And a love that always have a reason to stay. I wish that I could find a love that will share life's sorrow and pains, that will bear the memories we have to gain. A love that will stand by you day and night and always know what's wrong or right. I wish I could find that a love. And that was a wish. I wish. I wish. Don't we all wish that? The next poem will be My Hero. My love, did you ever knew that you are my hero? You are everything I ever wanted to be. Because of you, I can fly high, knowing you are waiting for me in the sky. You have proven your love for me. You have been an anchor and a shield. As I travel between the roads and fields, oh, yes, you are my hero and my love. I knew you were sent from above to give me love and peace and joy, to wipe away my tears and remove all my fears. You are my hero. The name of that poem is My Hero. Are you enjoying the poems tonight? Give me a thumbs up. These poems are by my mother. Hope that you are enjoying them as I am. The next poem will be It's You. You are so beautiful to me. You are everything God intended you to be. I knew the day I met you, I would never forget you. And I am so glad you decided to hang on too. Life has given us some battles to bear, but God has always been there to show He cares. He saw us through our good and our bad times, but we never forget about each other in our minds. We do not know what the future holds, but as for now, we can let our love be bold. For time will take care of the rest. But for today, I thank God for the best. All right, that poem was called It's You. It's You. Hope you're enjoying the poems tonight. Come on through. Harmony is the next poem. The sweet harmony of your voice lets me know that you are here with me. And that's the place you ought to be. When you consider the price of love, you see, I think of you both day and night, hoping you were here in my sight. I miss the laughter and the tears because somehow you knew how to remove all fears. The sweet harmony of love is heard, but missing you is so hard to bear. The sweet harmony of your voice is near, but because you're not here, it can't be shared. Now that is so deep. That is so deep. I believe she was talking about my father in that. Now all of the poems have been read that I would read tonight, but my mother wrote a book. And I want to just share the conclusion of that book with you all. It's very sexy and seductive, the book. The book is a very sexy book. So if you're into sex novels and romance and just being amazing with your spouse, then this book that I'm going to publish, that my mother wrote, it'll be a book that you want to read. So I'm going to go ahead with the conclusion. I'm not going to read the book. I'm going to go with the conclusion. And I'm going to end this beautiful session with you all. And I thank you for tuning in. And I thank you for sharing and caring tonight. And if you have a mother, I want you to know that never let your mother, if your mother was good to you, never let your mother legacy die. If your father was good to you, love on your memories. Always know to bring back your memories, bring back the good things that remind you of your beautiful parents and the things that they, contributed to your life. Always know that it's important to keep their legacy alive, okay? All right. Now the conclusion tonight for my mother's book will be, and I'm going to share this and listen closely because it's very sexy. You know how you get the book and you look at the back of the book? This is what I do. I look at the back of the book and that tells me whether I want to buy the book. Well, this is the back of the book. This will be the back of the book that makes you want to buy the book. Okay? So here we go. The day has finally come for Eve and Clarence to bring their love to an end. They know that this is what needs to be done, and even though it is so hard and hurts so much, they have to say goodbye. Yesterday, he made sweet love to her and held her so close, never wanting to leave her or give her up. But today, he has to give her up. Eve is in so much pain that just won't let her be at ease. She always has to be one to give up or to do without in order for someone else to be happy. She wished she had never fallen in love with Clarence, but if she didn't, she would never have known the intimate and closeness of love again. If she had not met Clarence, her world would have been so dark and lonely, and she would have never experienced the inner beauty of loving someone so real and so sweet. She found him a true love that she was willing to share, only to find out that the love did not belong only to her. She had to be willing to share him. Even that did not matter, but he had children that needed their dad alone right now, and she understood this. Eve would always treasure the time she spent with him and the things that meant so much to him. He sent her some flowers as a symbol of their love, and as she looked at them, she knew that this was his way of saying goodbye to an everlasting love affair. They held each other close for the last time, and she had to let him go. She had to let go. Woo, child. Of the love she will miss so much. All of the crying and hurt could not make up for the loss she felt at this moment. He thanked her for all the love she shared with him and showing him how to laugh and live again and be happy during his time of sadness. He walked out of the door and out of her life to never return as her lover again. Eve knew that she had to get over this, so she began to talk to God in an unusual way, asking for his help to overcome the rejection of love in her life. She asked for forgiveness for falling in love with him, and she let God know that she really did love him and the hurt was too much to bear. She had a pain that only God could erase from her heart. As God began to deal with Eve, she felt a sense of relief and over her body. God had made her feel better. She knew that the day would come when she would fall in love again with a man that God will mold just for her and will be available for her to share real love. This will be a long road for her, and she will always be reminded of his love, but her life has to go on, and she is determined to beat the odds in her life of finding true love again. She gave up love for the sake of others, a rare move for anyone to consider, but she is not like others, and that's what makes her so special, with so much love to share. That is the conclusion of the book that I will be publishing for my mother. Isn't it sexy? Oh, it is sexier than sex itself. But you know what? I'm excited about this book. I'm excited to share this book with the world. And I'm excited to know that my mother will still be out here dedicating her service and her life and her goodness to the world, and beautiful men and women will be reading her books in her honor because she has amazing talent even when she's gone. You ever heard of your wealth and your worth growing after death? Well, that is my mother. She was a force to reckon with alive, and she's going to be an even greater force gone. And that is because I, Regina Miller, am her daughter. And as long as I live, my parents' legacy will carry on. And that is my goal in life, because they were phenomenal parents. They were phenomenal people. And if you have phenomenal people in your life, don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Do something that you can about it. Okay? Do something that you can about it. I retrieved one of these, my mother's great attributes. This is just one. Everything is going to have a cross on it because that's just how much she served and she loved the Lord so very much. So this is just one of her trophies that I retrieved, and this is from to Evangelist Alberta Miller in appreciation as the YWA Retreat Sunday School Teacher, Watery Baptist Church Association YWA 10th Annual Retreat, and this was in 2005. Mind you, my mother died in 2017, so I have numerous trophies I had to clean out and clean up and make them beautiful again. And I will be putting them in a beautiful curio cabinet because her legacy of love and obedience, and certainly the love most of all, will carry on. My mother fed thousands from our table. Many a nights I wanted seconds, but I had to share with my neighbors because my mother wanted to feed everyone. I have a blessed history, a blessed memories, and a blessed future ahead. My mother is gone, but I still have her with me and within me. Her spirit will always be a part of my life as long as I breathe. And I just wanted to share these things with you all tonight because somebody needs to know that your mother's death does not define that you should be unhappy, that you should be sad forever, that you should be depressed. I suffered with depression in 2019 because of, being in the world without parents. But that's another topic. I have a segment coming on depression, and we will talk about that. But let me tell you, I'm delivered, praise God. Don't I look like somebody who's delivered? All right. But anyway, this is where we're at, and I just want to encourage somebody tonight. Be encouraged, stay encouraged. There's so much we can do and talk about and find positiveness in versus death and crying and being sad and being negative. There's a positive part of each and every one of us that we can find deep down inside of us and make life count. And that's what I do. You see me here on live. I'm happy. I'm excited. Haven't always been. So let's celebrate where we are today, because all of us have levels in life that we've been to and we've come from and we're going. But I guarantee you, if you smile, if you take the time to appreciate what someone else is doing, just forget about you sometime and think about what somebody else did, or talk about what somebody else is doing, and get away from your life, you'll feel so much better. So I'm just here spreading love as I do. And the usual business talk Thursday nights, I had to move that over to next Thursday because I felt that this was something that was on my heart. And I hope that whomever is receiving from the poems, I'm going to, of course, leave it up. But if you enjoyed it tonight, enjoy the poems. I'll let you know when the book is published, 2021. And God bless you, and have a great date night, Thursday night, with your families. Feast, watch movies, pop popcorn, and just know that you're loved. I love you, and God love you. And blessings to each and every family in the Black-owned business group tonight. God bless. And all over the world.